traditionally to our royal fathers here seated, who are the harbingers, and they have been those that defended tradition despite the challenge that we faced in terms of modernity affecting what is traditional. I bring you very strong greetings from the Ministry of Education and by extension His Excellency Pastor Essien, who through his Arise agenda where education is prioritized as one of the focal points in the context of educational advancement, then you people have come together to align with this most celebrated, the most massive vision of development for sub-national in our time. And still in the spirit of his natal anniversary celebration, I see that this thing is mostly very timely. I speak to you again from my position as a historian and to remind you of how important, if not significantly historic, this event is. For those of you seated and are recipient of this award, you will not understand how much it takes for someone, a group of people, to be disconnected from their homeland and what we call in history the diaspora. Disconnected physically, but connected emotionally, connected intellectually, spiritually, technologically, and academically in what we are doing right now. And even going beyond the barriers of the seas and the oceans, across continents, to come here physically to make this presentation. It is the best gift back anyone can give to a society that nestled the person. And it is mostly possible that people would leave Africa, leave our locality, and completely disconnect or forget about their homeland. But this is the best return to a homeland that someone can do. And to this, I actually appreciate the UmohHonourable Association USA Cooperative for having that consciousness, being with outside the country, outside Africa, but thinking about Africa. Being not just Africa of the soil, but also Africa of the blood. And not just connecting, but ensuring that the offspring of this clan become far better than the parent stock. Ensuring that they bring back and give back to this offspring, and that is what they have done in the context of this scholarship award. And understanding that these numbers have leaked for every year on this fourth edition has been an improvement. And from the letter I was sent to the Office of the Honorable Commissioner for Education, it shows that it is not just in education that they have made their mark. In health and other aspects, they have made a whole lot of support to help. This is coming at a time that education is very priceless, and we have seen how negligence of education in a part of this country could make for a whole level of insecurity that even the military cannot take care of. We can see how negligence in the context of education in the northeast of Nigeria became a recipe for insurgency and the whole level of insecurity we've experienced there. And it's acknowledged that when you improve the value of someone by education, the person will have more value for his or herself and will not engage in some vices that may affect the personality that that person has built over time. So I really appreciate this understanding that this is the greatest investment one can do for development. The greatest development that can take place is not the skyscrapers, it's not outshining of buildings, but the development of the human. Because when the human is developed, the human can now develop and build any and every other thing. For students of the University of the Open University of Nigeria, San Francisco Bay University, I have seen African University of Science and Technology, University of Port Harcourt, University of Calabar, Akwa State University, College of Nursing, Warri, Caleb University, Akwa State Polytechnic, Akwa State University of Science and Technology, and the rest that are, that's all out in here. You have received a seed that can be the basis of the greatest thing you can achieve in life. I've been a recipient of a state government scholarship, a local government bursary, federal government scholarship, and the University of New York Staff Development Award. And coming from a position where I lost my parents, also I lost my father before I stepped into the university, and a widowed mother taking care of 5 of us, I know what each of those scholarships meant for me. And those things, those scholarships, those financial incentives, those financial assistance was able to create the pathway for me. I want to remind you that education is the greatest social equalizer in any society. It is education that can make the child of a very poor man a child of a very destitute parent in a rustic environment to sit on the same table with a child of a very rich person and they talk in equal terms. Is education that would make someone like UmohHonourable that was not known anywhere in the world, anywhere in Africa, to reach a zenith and a point where the entire world would recognize and acknowledge not just him, but the community, the clan that birthed him. I want you to understand that education is the only thing you can use to get yourself on an equal pedestal with every other person in a global environment, in a global system where there's a competition by everyone, everywhere, and for everything. You are now at equal terms, with every other person as it has to do with that competition. Why am I saying so? With education, you can point to someone and say, what you know, I also know. Education runs on a curriculum, and that curriculum is universal. I mean, what is being taught outside the country, what is being taught within the country, or in the continent where you have a country, is the same thing that you're being taught. And as such, you can compete favorably with any other person. The only thing that affects education is resources, and that is the resource that Affordable Association US Incorporated has brought your way to make this possible. I want you to make good use of it. When you make a good use of it, it will open up the opportunity for every other person to key into this and add to the value and the resources that's made for. And for you again, the recipient of this award, make good use of it. This money is not pocket money. It's not money to buy new clothes. It's not money to make you hay. It's not money to buy a phone. It's not money to use for any other thing that are very, very trivial. And I think that is why His Excellency acknowledging the mindset of an average, an average black person in terms of utilizing resources, made it that in terms of giving assistance to those in need of small, medium enterprises, small-scale enterprises, makes it such that the entire money is not given to you, but part will be given as a seed money, as a capital, part will be used in buying the machines for you and things you use. But we believe that as university students, you are an adult. You know what is good for you. It's not a time to appear nice, to make the best of hate, do the best of fun. This is the time for investment. This is a planting season. There will come a time that you will harvest. I remember something that happened to me upon having my first job at UmohHonourable. When I got my first salary, I calculated the entire money that was spent on me from the primary school up till the university, and it was not up to the first salary that I received. And I saw that education is the greatest investment anyone can actually throw in money into. And you should understand that this is a seed, and this seed must fall on the fertile ground, the fruit ground, that many other people through you would also have access to this kind of benevolence. It is with very great enthusiasm that I walked into this hall, and I feel very confident that this is the best thing that can happen to Africa, this is the best thing that can happen to Nigeria, this is the best thing that can happen to Akwa Ibom State, and this is the best thing that can happen to our When the People's Union did this in the 1930s, no one ever knew that they would stand out at a point in time to be the most educated set of people in this part of the continent. And they drew this in, they tasked themselves, they got so much from every person to send people outside the country, and this became the shining light, the merchant of light that brought back a whole swath of development for this part of the world. These are investments done by people that will have used money for something else. They are not actually sponsoring their own biological children, but they are sponsoring an entire clan, understanding that the various villages that we have in this country will love them and rise to the task. That throwing this seed in these are medical doctors, engineers, lawyers, professors, governors, top politicians, policy makers in various realms, and when they turn back and look at this, I understand with a heartfelt filled with patriotism, they will run back to this and develop this place. It wouldn't be surprising that in years to come, our UmohHonourable clan will be the most educated clan among the people. And when it happens, I think it would be nice to look back and understand that in the presence of these royal fathers, people took an advantage of a greatest benevolence of all times. It is very easy for people to leave this country and forget, disconnect completely. But I appreciate it when people look back upon a diaspora effect and have a whole resonance of memory and empathy and look back at where they came from to develop this place. I speak with the mindset of the experience that the diaspora is not complete if there is no return to the homeland. It is only complete when there is a return to the homeland. A return to the homeland might not only be physical. It is rendered to be emotional, rendered to be spiritual, rendered to be technological, rendered to be academical, and deal with that. And I would really appreciate, I deeply appreciate, and again, this appreciation based the entire width of Akwa Ibom State, that people from UmohHonourable clan could look back and give back. It is with this that I express my most benevolent appreciation for this gesture. To make you understand that you made the Arise agenda, especially educational advancement, easier. And given that the Arise agenda speaks to the heart of rural development, you have gone to the heart of a rural environment to bring up this set of students and award them. People should tell others and also make good use. Emphasize, make good use of this. That seed is not for consumption. That seed is for investment. And let that investment speak out tomorrow that other people will follow this and line up and become the best. 60 is a very large number. I mean, it's a very large number. When the People Union sent out, it was just 6. And you are having 60 here. I'm telling you that it's a very large number. Here is, the world is better now. What they went out years ago to go and get in terms of university education is what you can have in any university here in Nigeria. And I believe that this will be taken further than this, and this would also attract the acknowledgement and the support of the state government in terms of this. I thank you very much. I pray that God will bless you, and wherever you got this from would be replenished in ways that posterity will remember this that you have done. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, the Honorable Commissioner of Education, Akwa Ibom State.